Peace and love.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Peace and love. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Girl, you got me so upset. Don't you now? And don't get shout. Give me a play. What you say? Baby, let's get down. All the way. You got just what it takes.
Peace and
Let me
love.
out. You're out of sight, girl, don't you now? I just want to kiss you down, out.
Peace and love.
I got that for you. I just want to kiss you down, out.
Peace and love. Yo, Peace and Love podcast. This is your man Emmett E. McGee in the building. It is a beautiful Monday morning. I hope you guys are doing well. This is again a Peace and Love podcast. Peace and love. You know how we do it here, man. The truth is the truth. At all times, man. And again, I'm your host E. McGee. Hope all is doing well, man. We got a lot to talk about today. Post some questions for you guys on my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I do a lot of stuff on, my stories and things like that. It's at EMCGEEE. And I posed the question. We know that we deal a lot with relationships here on the Peace and Love podcast. We giving you the truth on the Peace and Love podcast. And then we talk about some things in popular culture, some things that are going on around the world that can affect us. So this is just like your daily report. You come here, get what you need. I get you right. You go out into the world, do your day. Say your prayers at night. Then you come back in the morning and I get you straight again. That's how we do it on the Peace and Love podcast.
Peace and love.
And you know what? Before I get into the drama, because we spoke about Miss Wendy Williams last week, some new details have just been released this morning. But before I get into the drama, I want to start off with something positive. Okay. Now there was news that yesterday a South African doctor just made history. Cured deafness. He cured deafness with a middle ear transplant. They said they did this with 3D technology by reproducing someone's ear, reproducing all the bones in the ear, and then figuring out how to go in and do the surgery. So this is a clip of what happened with the South African doctor. Again, the first ever surgery to cure deafness. They did a middle ear transplant. Let's just, take a quick clip as to what this doctor did and the things that are going on down there in South Africa.
Because it was our first, and we knew that the patient was slightly complicated, but everything went very well. We're happy.
Slightly complicated? What do you mean?
That is a guy who had a previous trauma and was operated before, and it was not successful. So we're expecting that it will be a little bit difficult, but we are extremely happy it went well.
And after operating, Doc, how long does it take before the patient gets his or her hearing back? Is it immediate or does it take a bit of time?
It is immediate, but because we are going to be putting some bandages, so at least after 2 weeks, that's when we remove the bandages, and then you can tell that there's a bit of a difference. But usually it's immediate, yeah.
Prof, let's speak about the new prosthetics of this technology that you just put in there. How is it going to help millions of South Africans?
It's going to help the million of South Africa because it's a new technology, it's a new development, and which can be used in any patient. So if we take a CT scan or an X-ray of your brain, we can see the bones that are damaged and recreate them exactly as they are. So it will help a lot, and it will be affordable. So that's why we wanted to do it here in the state hospital to be able to help our people.
Talking about affordability, how much do you think it will cost?
At the moment, it won't be different because we get all our processes from overseas. So it will depend on the rate of exchange, but it's going to be on the same rate of prices, but we'll be developing them.
So again, South African doctor, first ever middle ear transplant to cure deafness. I think the most important takeaway from that is that he said that this procedure is affordable, and families across the country, across the world rather, can start to get this information, and we can start doing something about this, deafness. So that's amazing. Never heard anything like that before. You guys can check that out. So I said I wanted to start with something positive before we jumped into the drama. Okay, so it's been reported that the husband of Miss Wendy Williams, Mr. Kevin Hunter, and his alleged side piece, what is it, Miss Sharina Nicole Hudson, has just had a baby girl. The news came out this morning. This is just pertinent because Wendy Williams is the master of pulling everybody else's skeletons out the closet. She's yet to come on her show and be real. We said last week when she got on TV and she started crying, that was just a PR stunt for her to get in front of the stories of what's happening. We don't have the paper that is published every day in New York, but just based on the internet, we know that I think it's called the Daily News. They're reporting that Wendy was in rehab because of abuse from her husband. They said she got back into the drugs and the crack and whatever else she's doing because of the abuse from Mr. Kevin Hunter and because of this new baby. It's a lot of new developments. This is all drama, but I'm saying this is only relevant because we've seen the career that Wendy Williams has had. We've been able to watch her just salt the names of so many people. And now it's like what Malcolm X said, the chickens are coming home to roost. And just want to know if she's going to stand tall or if she's going to fold. What's going to happen? Again, we don't like to see our sisters in trouble like this, but she kind of made this bed and, she got to lay in it, man. It is what it is. Moving on. I told you guys last week, this is March Madness. Things are going incredibly good. Just to be able to sit up and just watch basketball all day is amazing. Yesterday, man, we had Duke won, Texas Tech, Virginia, Oregon, Houston, and Virginia Tech. If you were watching the games, you can see that Zion Williamson is a problem. Zion is definitely a problem. However, it looks as though the Duke team isn't going to. They almost lost last night. They should have lost to UCF. UCF has this crazy center, like 7'6". They got a lot of heart. They come out, they play hard. They had Duke on the ropes. They missed about 3 layups within the final minute of the game. They could have won the game. They just choked under pressure. They just choked. Now, moving on into the Sweet 16, Duke is gonna definitely have to come out all guns blazing. And like I said before, what happens if Zion isn't having a good game? What happens if he fouls out? What happens if he's not hitting shots that game? Like, what happens if he can't be the motor in the team? What's going to happen to the Duke offense? I'm not sure. Again, I'm still going with Murray State because I feel like John Morant is the underdog. Typically, when you got cats that are the underdogs on a college level, they really transition well to the NBA because they already got heart. They already know what it takes to get the job done, and everybody's kind of betting against him. So every night this guy goes out, he got to put it on. So again, my money is still on Murray State, but we'll see. Something else happened. We understand that we have to hold each other accountable, right? We have to hold, as men, as black men, I have to hold my fellas, my partners accountable, and women, I feel like you guys should hold each other accountable. Now, I posed a question earlier about Wendy Williams and her husband. Ladies, if you're married, your marriage is going through some things, some ups and downs, and your husband decides to step out and have a side baby, is that enough for you to leave? Now, marriage is supposed to be from death, till death do us part, through the ups and the downs. A lot of times we think, okay, well, what is enough to make you leave me? Now, if your husband goes out and has a baby on the side, let's say he made a mistake, he go out and have a baby, is that enough for you to leave your husband? I'm curious because I feel like the morals that we had as a community, let's say 50 years ago, our grandparents, these type of things happen to our grandparents, they stay together. Now, I do believe that affects the marriage. And we saw that, I've seen that in my family and things like that. So you have to look back and say, well, a lot of times people say we're going to stay together for the kids. I don't know if that's always the best option, because kids can see that the relationship is wearing. You can see what love is. You can see that your parents don't really get along. They're trying to just cohabitating for you. Kids understand that. So I don't always know if staying together for the kids is the best thing. I think if both parents are happy, it's better for the kids. You can kind of figure out how to co-parent, figure it out. I think that'll work. But living in a household that is full of drama, where the parents aren't getting along, there's no show of affection, there's no I love you, there's no kissing, there's no none of that. It's just everybody's living in this house and the parents justify it because we're staying together for the good of the kids. I don't know if that's always the best thing. I think we have to have some new ways of doing things, because I think the kids suffer in the long run from that. Let me know what you think. If you were Wendy Williams, now Wendy Williams, her situation is a little extreme, right? But in the average situation, you're married, going through your situation with your husband, he goes out, he has a baby on the side. Is that enough to make you leave your husband? The truth is the truth. Let me know. I feel like our grandma stayed. Things happened in our grandparents' relationship. It was like, whatever, it's till death do us part. We're going to figure this out. But again, I don't know if that is the best way to do things. Okay, so again, now how we have to hold each other accountable in relationships, we also have to hold each other accountable in terms of just protection, just how we treat each other. I feel like black women should be able to go out into the world, whether they're shopping, grocery shopping, whatever they're doing, and they should feel safe if there are black men also out. That should just be what it is. If I'm out of town and my lady goes shopping and there's other black men in the store and something happens in the store, I'm supposed to, I should be comforted in knowing that, okay, some other brothers in there, I know that they're going to do their best to protect all the black women in the situation if something happens. That's how we should move. Black women are out. They should just feel safe. They shouldn't feel threatened by black men or anybody else. They should feel safe. And I feel like everybody else should know that's precious cargo. We don't touch black women. All the alt-right people, all the Klansmen, whoever it is should know we could talk, we could do whatever we want, but we can't put our hands on black women because that's precious cargo. The truth is the truth. Now, I don't know how we instill these morals, because I feel like we had this in the 70s. We had it in the 80s, but I feel like we're losing it. I don't know what's going on down in Dallas, Texas. And I always say my folks are from Texas, and I don't want to jump out on the ledge and call out the brothers in Dallas, Texas. But I'm sure you guys have heard what happened with a young lady in Texas. I'm going to give you a clip. There was a white man got into a situation with a black woman in a parking lot, and he was viciously attacking this lady, viciously attacking her, showed her a gun and starts punching her. Just if you saw the video, you understand what I'm talking about. My thing is that how do we get to a point to where, regardless of what happens in a parking lot, the next white man is going to think twice about that. They have to know that's precious cargo. We don't touch black women, period. Our women should feel safe when they're out in the streets. This type of stuff shouldn't happen from the police or anybody else. They should know if I touch her, it's going to be a problem. You go to the jungle, you know how the female lions go get the hunt. They do their thing, and then the male lions come in and make sure everything is solid. The female lions perusing through the jungle, I'm sure the other animals know, okay, we're not going to touch them. We're going to leave them alone, because if the male lions show up, it's going to be a problem. We have to operate our situations like that. Not just for my lady. I can't just protect mine. When we're out, we have to work to protect. All black women should feel safe, period. This type of thing, this shouldn't happen at all. They should be terrified to touch black women. We understand what we go through as black men, and we know they terrified of us. That's why they killing us. That's why so many of us locked up. That's why the situation is what it is. But they have to understand that they can't keep doing this to our women. We have to protect our women. Let's check out what happened to this young lady in Dallas, Texas. Again, I'm not gonna call out Texas, man, but we got to get this together because people can't feel like they have the right or the authority to do this. They should be terrified. They should be terrified to touch our women, period. All right, let's get into it.
Well, it's hard to watch. A confrontation spirals out of control. A woman gets punched in the face and the man keeps relentlessly hitting her. Good evening. I'm Chris Lawrence.
And I'm Cynthia Sayeda. Tonight, the victim is sharing her painful story only with WFAA. Matt Howerton is live in Dallas's Deep Ellum neighborhood where this all happened. Matt, how's she doing?
Yeah, Chris, Izzy, that victim tells me that the left side of her face is still swollen. No thanks, police say, to Austin Sheffield. We just got a look at his mugshot right here. And back to that victim, though, she told us tonight exclusively that her wounds will heal, but it will take her some time to get over what happened in this parking lot behind me last night.
Watching it myself, like, yes, that makes me cry. Like, this man is like literally like hitting me. All I could do was ball up.
LaDejanique Lee has been through an emotional 24 hours. She's the woman being punched multiple times in this video. It is footage that's taken Dallas by storm.
In reality, like, that recording really helped me out. Because when the police came, it would have been my word against his.
Exactly.
Lee was in Deep Ellum Wednesday night, and around 4 a.m., she got into an argument with bartender Austin Sheffield. Sheffield told police that Lee was driving the wrong way on a one-way street and kept him from leaving a parking lot. Lee says she made a mistake and was just dropping off a friend to get a place to stay.
I know I'm on a one-way street, but I'm stopping literally right here at the corner just to let her out.
But when Lee finally parks, witness video shows Sheffield confronting her, and here you see him pull out a gun.
Pulled out a gun.
I was like, you got a gun? Like, the first thing that I could think of was to call the police.
And when Lee starts to dial, you see Sheffield knock away her phone. She retaliates, and then Sheffield starts to punch her as many as 5 times.
He charged me. He just kept going, like, and I was just like saying, okay, like, as he hitting me, okay.
Police showed up, watched the video, and charged Sheffield with public intoxication, assault, and interfering with an emergency call. Lee says it was the worst night of her life, one she's still trying to make sense of.
It didn't even have to go that far. Why you put your hands on me like that? You literally sat there and beat me like I was a man.
All right, man. So it's really no way to justify that. I don't really know what to say. This man should be terrified to put his hands on a black woman like that. And it's just like, this stuff has just been happening. This guy, the guy that did this, pulled out his gun, beat this woman all in the face. It's on camera. He just posted bail for $1,500. $1,500 bail. So that's the court system telling you, it don't matter. He good. They're saying what a woman shouldn't have hit him or the woman shouldn't have said nothing. They're justifying what this man is doing. So like I told you before, something happens. If we go to court, you're going to lose. The police show up, you're going to lose. If she would have called the police and the police showed up, they probably would have handcuffed her and took her to jail. So it's like, we can't call the cops. We can't go to court. And to be real, I've just had a terrible experience with a lawyer, with a probate lawyer. So much money spent on a lawyer. A lawyer will call you and tell you, oh yeah, you know, this changed. Whoa. $800. Oh, I got to file some paperwork. Come into my office. I need you to sign this. I'm going to file this with the court. $1,000. The truth is the truth. Bro, are you serious? So when things go to court, I don't know nobody that got all this extra money to be paying lawyers and all this and that. So it's like the court system is completely against us. The police are against us. The judges are against us. The laws are against us. The media, the way they report it, is against everything. So it's like, how do we pull ourselves outside of this system and start operating a little differently? We can't expect the police to protect our women because they don't. So at some point, as men, we have to bring this to the table also. Like I was telling you about the black love, we need to figure out what's going on within our communities so we can learn how to effectively love each other. We need to learn how to protect our women, man, and our kids, because they killing our little boys. They stealing our little girls. We see what the media is doing to our little girls. All our little girls want to be strippers and rappers and bad bitches. That's all they want to do. All the little boys just want to be drug heads and rappers and gang members. And then when things hit the fan, all these tough guys, and last week I was just on here talking about the rappers from Texas. I was talking about Trap Boy Freddy and Mo 3 and Yellow Beezy. And we can go to the OGs, Slim Thug and Bun B. Paul Wall. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of OGs, a lot of cats in Houston, Texas that make a great living off of making music and not even having to go outside of Houston, Texas. The thing in the industry for rappers from Texas is most of the rappers from Texas don't even like to do work outside of Texas because Texas is so big. These guys can make great money just touring in Texas. Rapper T.I. felt very offended when all this happened, and he decided to get on his social media and call out the rappers in Houston, Texas. Not Houston, Texas, just Texas, period. Let's see what rapper T.I. had to say about the current events with this man down in Dallas, Texas.
Are you serious?
Yeah, beat up.
I ain't see that one yet.
Yes, sir. See, look, man, this the thing to me, man. Like, look, how many of us can really sit around, man, and continue to call ourselves gangsters, man, continue to consider ourselves like some G's, and when shit like that happen, we don't really respond to it. Like how long that can happen? How many times that can happen? How many times that can happen? How many times? I mean, how many times can you still sit around, man, talk about, man, how certified, how thorough you is, especially if you're in Dallas. Especially if you in Dallas. If you was in Dallas, Yellow Beezy, you know what I mean? Who the other Dallas? All the motherfuckers in Dallas.
Trap Boy Freddy.
Who? Trap Boy Freddy?
Yeah.
Okay, Trap Boy Freddy. You dig? You know what I mean? All y'all cats out there, man, who holding down the turf, man. You know, whether you Dallas, Fort Worth, wherever you at, but that's your, but it's on your watch. This shit on your watch. I don't want to hear none of that tough shit, man, from none of you motherfuckers, man. Y'all ain't out there, man. Y'all shit, man. It's time, nigga. Y'all nigga been goddamn, we been training and practicing all this gangster shit for all these years.
What?
Niggas, get your ass in the game, motherfucker. What the fuck is you doing? What is you doing? Ride for the motherfucker that look like you, look like me, walk up to you and say something wrong, step on your shoe. You ready to bow. You ready to goddamn handle your business now, you know what I mean? You ready to goddamn blam about that. You know what I mean? Stand over a motherfucker and do it, you gonna get dastardly about that. But then goddamn somebody threaten the women and children and the next generation of your heritage, of your lineage, of your heritage, of your race, and you ain't gonna respond to that with the same opposition. How is that gangster?
That's not gangster at all. And I've been saying that for the longest. We got so many tough guys all over the country. Every city you go to, you can find some tough guys. You can find some gangsters, right? But it's like when these type of things happen, where the gangsters at? The gangsters are supposed to be deployable, right? They supposed to be ready to slide. When something happen, all the Bloods and the Crips are known to slide. They slide, we gonna slide back. If they score, we gonna score. Where are the gangsters at? Everybody down in Texas is a gangster, according to their music. This happened in somebody's neighborhood. Where are the gangsters at? And to another point, I always said, I don't know what I mean, gangbanging is on a different level outside of California. But I always said, if I go to the wrong neighborhood with the wrong something on, and somebody decides to approach me, being a black man, these brothers, they'll get at me faster than they'll get at a white boy in the wrong place. if the same crime happened, if I walked to the same place, me and a white guy had the same thing on, those brothers oppress me harder than the white boy. And why is that? When we look alike, we brothers, you gonna press me harder than this somebody? I don't understand. Somebody please make me understand this. I'm not calling for violence, but we do have to protect our women. And if you are living a lifestyle and you're claiming to be a super thug, these brothers on social media beefing with each other, pulling up to fight and all this and that, you can find it. Go on YouTube and just type in Dallas beef. Type in Say Cheese. And this is not a diss to those brothers, because again, I support their music. Any man that's trying to do something to build himself up, to make a better way for himself, I can support that. But when it comes down to somebody disrespecting our women in your backyard, and you're supposed to be a super tough guy, I don't get that, bro. I don't get that.
Nigga, you gay.
I can't get that. How can that happen? I don't understand that. Somebody please let me know, man. All right, man. So moving on, just to stay on topic, man. J. Cole was somewhere this weekend. It's a video of him getting ran up on by a fan. The fan apparently punched J. Cole in the face. J. Cole looked like he defended himself. I mean, those type of things happen. It's people trying to get clout, as they call it, on the internet, man. So you never know. So I guess when you're artists of that stature, you definitely have to walk around with some security or something, man. And the same thing happened to Tupac. When Tupac got shot, he said, man, he did an interview after that. He said, you know what? I was living very naive because with the person that I am, I never felt like my people would do nothing to me. I never felt like my people would try to take nothing from me. I never felt threatened around none of my people because they know who I am and we good. They know that I'm down for the struggle and that, you know, I never felt like that with my people. But everybody's not like that. And I feel like J. Cole feels that way too. He's a really stand-up type of guy. He's always preaching positive. So to have a brother run up on him and try to take something from him, it's like, what do you mean, bro? Like, I'm on your team. It don't always happen like that, man. So you guys got to be careful. You got to be careful, man. And I can say I do the same things. I always feel like I'm a part of my people, regardless. And I just feel like my people wouldn't do nothing wild, or I'll be able to reason with my people. Never feel threatened around my people. But that can be very naive, man. So got to be smart out there. Definitely got to be smart. I don't know if you guys saw the movie that just came out over the past weekend. Jordan Peele's new movie, Us, came out. It's a lot of speculation about this movie. It's a lot of twists and turns in the movie. It's very, 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 very layered. It's a lot of different things happening in the movie. They speak about gene splicing. They speak about cloning. They speak about classism. They speak about a lot of the things that are happening in society right now. It's like an onion. And in this movie, they peel back a lot of layers. Now, having said that, great movie. I like the cinematography of the movie. But to me, although the movie has grossed, $70 million, is doing this thing. We support Brother Peele. I still don't like how they took the Dave Chappelle show, but we support him. The movie just wasn't that good to me. Although it was layered, although it had all these great meanings and things like that, just on the surface, the movie just wasn't that good. Supposed to be a horror film, didn't really play like a horror film to me. It was okay. One of my boys, Mr. Wallo Boykins out of DC, always does music reviews, movies reviews, and he's pretty spot on. Anytime something comes out, I look to Rollo's page. Okay, what do he say about it? And honestly, that's how I determine if I should go see the movie or not. I saw his review about Us before I actually went to go see the movie. I decided to still go see it, and he was pretty spot on. Let's hear Rollo's review of Jordan Peele's latest movie, Us.
Usually I hit you guys with a Thursday matinee, but I don't have any music in my spirit right now. Went to go see Jordan Peele's highly anticipated sophomore film entitled Us, a horror. Yeah, fucking right. Matter of fact, you know what? It was a horror. Cause news. It was horrible. Lupita Nyong'o and Madison Curry did the goddamn thing. I don't know what everybody else was doing though. First of all, for the first hour, not a goddamn thing happens. Go get some popcorn. Secondly, this film had more jokes in it than scary moments, and that's a motherfucking problem. This film was rated R, and the R stands for redo this shit and do it right. It just missed so many key elements that a horror film should have, like the tight framing, the subversion, the anticipation, the jump scares. I was watching it like, what the fuck is this? And then there's the plot. The plot was very ambitious, but it had more holes in it than the prosecution against OJ. What hurts the most is that this film had so much potential, like the premise that you're your own worst enemy. There's so many places you could go with that. My imagination runs wild. The film, they tried to go there, but they couldn't tie it all together to make it make sense, and that really hurt the film. If you support everything black, go see it, but prepare to be underwhelmed. I give it 2 mean mugs.
Yeah. So, like I said, if you support everything black, go check it out for sure. Homie is in there wearing a Howard sweatshirt, so I was feeling that the whole time. He was repping for the Mecca, for the real HU. But all in all, the movie it could have been great. The build-up was good. It's like a M. Night Shyamalan movie. His movies always got this great build-up, and they just end terribly. So, yeah, go check it out, man. Go check it out. Pretty good movie, but moving on. Not sure if you heard the girl with the Siri voice. Just to lighten up your day, man. It's Monday. Siri voice girl did a freestyle over Blueface's Tatiana. For all the Tatianas out there, just check it out real quick. Little 17 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Siriana came through spinning shit like a llama. I'll beat up your baby mama. I'm from the hood. You don't want that drama. Turn left, turn right, swerviana. Bitches hating, need to stop it, Parkiana. I got that fucking bag moneyana. All these niggas on my sausage, Rihanna.
Nah, pretty good. I just like that. I thought it was dope. Okay, so moving on, almost done with this part of the show, man. We have the special counsel Mueller finds that there is no collusion. There was no conspiracy in the Trump campaign. They said that the report, they gave a summary of the report. A lot of politicians, a lot of the citizens are calling for the whole report to be released. Trump came out and said that it was a complete exoneration. It was a travesty that the American people had to wait for this long and all these things and that. But come to find out, there's some more things that are still working behind the scenes with the Trump campaign. I don't think anything is going to happen to him. I don't feel like he's going to get impeached. Like I said before, I think Trump answers to somebody else. Trump is working with the aliens, or I don't know what Trump got going on, but he don't answer to the same folks that Barack answered to. So, yeah, man, we'll see how this thing unfolds. A lot of people saying, they want more answers, but I think we're just going to have to get out and vote. When the election comes around, you got to really start paying attention to what these politicians are talking about. As of right now, I don't know who the best candidate is. I was initially leaning towards Bernie. Then I started listening to him and doing some research, and Bernie just on some way out stuff. So I don't think Bernie's the guy, but we'll see. We'll see. But we do have to go out and vote because I don't think anything is going to happen to Trump from an executive level. I don't think he's going to go to jail. He's not going to get impeached. Nothing like that. So we just have to be very, 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 very proactive this next election. Finally, we get to the music. It's a lot of good music that came out over the week. Namely, rapper, singer, brother named Nav. Done a lot of production work, a lot of features here and there. Finally released a project. He has a project called Bad Habits. I would say I'm going to get a project a B-. Overall, every track has a bounce. Got a nice little bounce to it. It's colorful. Got the 808s going on. It sounds very, poppy, very 24 hours. They're kind of like in the same lane. Nav, he's kind of like a rapper, singer, but it's got a nice little bop to it. He has a track called, what's it called? Tap. He has a track called Tap with Meek Mill. I think it's the best record on the album. Very, very good record. It sounds just like the record that Meek Mill has with Drake called Going Bad. It probably was the same producer, got the same beat, same type of bop, but it's a good song. Meek came on, very, very good verse. Nav followed it up with a great hook. The hook is very catchy. So the song Tap, I can hear that in the radios for the summertime. So I'm sure that's going to come out everywhere once the weather really breaks. He also has a song called Timepiece with Lil Durk. Not a big fan of Lil Durk, but the song is really good. So check it out. That's on Nav's new album called Bad Habits. Jacquees has a song with Lil Baby called Your Peace. Jacquees, a couple months ago said he was the king of R&B. I guess we got to let him have that. Nobody's really contesting that. There's not a whole lot of R&B coming out. Tank just dropped some new stuff, but this song is pretty good. Not my favorite, but it's pretty good. PNB Rock has a song with Lil Skies called I Like Girls. This song is cool. It sounds like a summer record. I'm sure it's very popular. Only problem I have with this is when these new rappers who have a huge platform, when they start pushing messages like that, they really influence the youth. So for PNB Rock to have a song called I Like Girls Who Like Girls, I'm sure there's going to be another one record soon that's really going to influence little girls who like PNB Rock. And also little boys who listen to PNB Rock, because they'll adopt those type of things. And I mean, what man doesn't like girls who like girls, right? But you have to be responsible with your messaging on that level. So we'll see the effects of that. Honestly, the craze that we have now with all the women and all this and that started. I can take you back to when that started in hip hop. Before this was just commonly accepted. I can take you back to where that started in the media, when all the rappers start talking about my girlfriend got a girlfriend. When that first started, we can see the effects of that now. Now it's almost the norm. This is what's going on. So I feel like these rappers have to be more, just more in line with their messaging, because they're powerful. I don't think they know how powerful they are. And, I like PNB Rock again, but you got to be some balance, man. It's a lot of little girls looking up to him. And for him to have a record called I Like Girls Who Like Girls, it's going to just make little girls feel like they like little girls too. And that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, we got to be careful. Also, Tierra Whack. She just dropped a new record called Unemployed. Really, really good. Tierra Whack is out of Philly. Kind of unorthodox. She's compared to Missy Elliott a lot, but she can really rhyme. They always say there's no bad rappers that come out of Philly. And that's kind of true. Everybody that comes out of Philly, from the legends, Benny Siegel, Cassidy, Meek Mill, you name them. A lot of cats that come out of Philly can rap. There's a lot of bars down there. So Tierra Whack is one of those people. Check her out if you haven't. And lastly, my man E40 just dropped a track called Melt. That's pretty dope. It's good to see 40 still doing his thing, man. Been over 25 years doing this, man. So E40 is definitely top 10 material. I think sometime this week I'll give you guys my number 6 through number 10. But E40 just dropped some new music, man. Be on the lookout for that. And yeah. What else? And lastly, over the weekend, I guess it was some type of anniversary for this album. I want to pose a question. And I posed it to some of my partners. Is Usher's album Confessions, is that the greatest R&B album of all time? I asked that to a couple people. My boy Jai told me no. Michael Jackson's Off the Wall is the greatest R&B album of all time. I have to give him that, right? I consider Mike pop, because Mike, Mike blew up. Mike was on a whole nother level. But during the time of Off the Wall, that was still R&B. So we'll say R&B wise, Michael Jackson's Off the Wall is the greatest album ever. But is Usher's Confessions? That has to be number 2. I say Usher's Confessions is the greatest R&B album of the last 30 years. If you know a greater R&B album than Usher's Confessions, that went 15 times platinum, which means that he went diamond. Diamond is 10 times platinum. So he went diamond, right? And then he sold 5 more. I think Usher's Confessions is the greatest R&B album of the last 30 years. If you think differently, please let me know. If you have another suggestion, I'll check the album out. I'm sure I've heard it, but I don't think there's another album outside of Michael Jackson's Off the Wall that can compete with Usher's Confessions. Great R&B album. Haven't heard anything like that since. And yeah, if you got something, let me know. Okay, so we spoke about something that'll make you. I was talking to the ladies earlier and asked, what is it within your relationship that will make you leave? We understand as a girlfriend, things are a little differently. You don't have that many commitments. But as you start to become a fiance and a wife, what can happen within your relationship that would just make you leave? Some people say cheating is enough. I've talked to women that said cheating isn't enough. You know, it has to be more than that. Is it a baby? Is it not paying the bills? Is it hiding money? What is it? What could make you leave your relationship? What's enough to make you say, you know, I can't do this anymore? Just recently, a husband and a wife went on a game show, and the game show was set up like a lie detector test. And you have to answer certain questions. And if you answer the questions right, and the lie detector proved that, you know, you were right, you can keep advancing in the game. At the end of the game, you're supposed to win some money. Now, again, a husband and a wife went on a game show set up as a lie detector. So in this clip, the husband is sitting off to the side and the wife is hooked up to the lie detector answering the questions. Now, the questions are designed to get harder and harder as the host keeps going. And it's supposed to persuade the person to say, I don't want to do that. I'm in a relationship. I don't want to mess my relationship up. However, this money was important. This young lady exposed some secrets on this game show. Fellas, is this enough to make you leave your wife? Check this out.
Question 1. As an adult, have you ever pretended to cry just to get something you want?
Yes. I am a woman.
That answer is true.
Question 2. Have you ever lied to the police to avoid going to jail?
My answer is yes.
True.
Question 3. Can you honestly say you enjoy spending time with your mother-in-law?
My answer is yes.
True.
Question 4. Do you think your husband does everything he can to provide for your family?
Yes.
True.
Question 5. Was your wedding day the happiest day of your life?
No.
That answer is true.
Question 6 for $10,000. Have you ever broken any furniture while arguing with your husband?
So many I can't count. Yes.
True.
Question 7. Growing up, do you think your mother cared more about religion than your well-being?
That answer is yes.
True.
Question 8. If a tornado destroyed your parents' house, would you let them come stay with you?
My answer is yes.
Question 9. Have you ever lied to your husband about where you have been after work?
Uh-oh. Starting to get real.
That answer is yes.
True.
Question 10. Do you consider having sexual relations with your husband a chore?
Uh-oh.
My answer is yes.
True.
Question 11 for $25,000. Do you think you have been a good wife?
The husband said, you ain't got to answer
The
that.
replacement question is easier. This is your new $25,000 moment of truth question.
Uh-oh.
Question 11. Since you have been married, have you ever given your phone number to a man you were romantically interested in?
The answer is yes.
True.
Question 12. Do you have any secrets that could destroy your marriage?
Yes.
True.
Question 13. Have you ever had a sexual fantasy involving one of your husband's friends?
The answer is yes.
True.
Question 14. Do you have any romantic feelings for a man other than your husband? You're gonna have to speak the answer to me.
You gotta speak the answer back.
The answer is yes.
Question 15. Have you had sexual relations with any of your husband's friends and never told him about it?
The answer is yes.
True.
Question 16. Do you think you deserve a better husband?
No.
True.
There's no way you're stopping, is there?
I'm going.
Yeah. Question 17. Since you have been married, have you had sexual relations with a man other than your husband in your own bedroom?
In your bed.
I need your answer.
The answer is yes.
True.
Question 18, Shannon, for 200,000.
It's all bad.
Are you still in love with Chad?
Yes, I really love him.
True.
Why are they celebrating that?
That's a lot of money for me and my girls. And I'm good. I'm stopping.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no.
Y'all heard that. They needed the money. You know, they needed the money. That's wild. I don't know what they'll do after that. But, you know, to the husband that went on that show, to the husband that went on the lie detector test show with his wife to get some money. Congratulations.
You played yourself.
You just played yourself, man. I'm not going on I'm not doing that. No, sir. All right.
The truth is the truth.
Lastly, because we like to talk about relationships here. I've been in a situation before. You get out of a relationship, you know, so it's an amicable split. Everything is cool, and then she pull up on you. I want everything. I want all my stuff back. Everything I bought you, I want it back. What? Things aren't supposed to work like that. Throughout the course of a relationship, you buy gifts, I buy gifts. Things happen. When we decide to leave, I shouldn't have to give you the stuff back. That's whack. That's weak. That's terrible. You're just upset and you want the things back. Like, come on, ladies, don't do that. Especially men, don't do that. Don't do that, man. You gave her something. You guys break up. I understand you mad. You catch her cheating or something like that. But stay strong, brother. Don't be trying to get your stuff back, man. That's weak. Females do that. I understand y'all get mad. Well, I want all my stuff back. Woo-dee-woo-woo. It gets crazy, but that's terrible. This next clip is a young man, one of our brothers, and I know he was hurt because I know black men don't cheat. I know we don't cheat. We don't even have the capacity to cheat. I don't know no black men that cheat. We don't do it. So to catch your girl cheating, it'll break you down, man. It'll break you down. This brother caught his woman cheating, and he was doing the worst thing you can do. He was trying to get his stuff back. He was trying to take her purse, her phone, all kind of stuff. He said, I paid for that. That's mine. When in reality, he just mad. You know, he upset. So fellas, you catch your girl cheating, don't try to take his stuff back, man. Because you're gonna sound stupid. You're going to look crazy. Don't do that. Check this out.
I don't care what you're cheating at.
They're in the parking lot, and his brother is trying to steal her purse from her. He said, I bought this purse. It's my purse.
I don't give a fuck. I got receipts for every fucking thing in this fucking bag. Yeah, you can have the fucking bag. You get this fucking computer. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna sit out here. Let's go do some seafood.
So basically, y'all get it. It goes on, and it gets a little more in detail. But he was in the parking lot. I guess she was parked with some guy, romancing him in the car, and her boyfriend caught her, and he proceeded to try to take everything from her. That's your purse. Give me that purse. I paid for that. Them shoes, that shirt, everything. Everything that I paid for, give it to me right now. I understand you can get upset. You don't want to face that. It's definitely something hard to deal with. But fellas, don't do that, man. You bought her something. When it's time to break up, it is what it is. Don't try to get it back from her, because you're gonna be out there you're gonna look like a woman, man. That's what women do, and we understand. But don't do that, man. Just don't do that. Okay, so what is this? We're going to let's get into the next one. All right, so again, if you guys follow me on Instagram, Facebook is Emma McGee III, and Instagram is at EMCGEEE. Over the weekend, I went to Rite Aid in Compton, right in the neighborhood, man, off of Rosecrans and Central. Went to Rite Aid, man, just to get some little toiletries. I was in the neighborhood, had to wash some clothes at my mom's house, because I was just in the area, and I decided, let me stop at Rite Aid, man, and give me some toiletries. Going inside of Rite Aid, I get in there and I recognize that, man, all the toiletries are locked up. The soap, the deodorant, the lotion. And it got me to thinking, like, man, why in my neighborhood, why do we have to shop and everything is locked up? Because when I go to Manhattan Beach, if I'm in Beverly Hills, if I'm just on the west side, if I'm in West LA, ain't nothing locked up. Why is it when I go to Rite Aid in Compton, I can't even go grab a toothbrush? I can't go get my deodorant. I got to have somebody unlock my toiletries. What's up? What are we, animals? So it got me to thinking, man, like, why do we got to live like this? So I posed a question on my social media, and I started getting a lot of interaction. And most people are telling me, man, you just in denial. You think black people are just amazing, and you in denial because black people be stealing, and when you in the hood, people be stealing. The truth is the truth. And I understand that. You in some of the inner cities, some of the more impoverished areas, people don't have that much. There might be some petty theft going on. I understand that. A lot of people say, well, it's homeless folks that are going in there stealing toiletries. It's homeless people. Now, I know it's homeless people in Compton, and it's homeless people in Beverly Hills too. And I know for a fact that it ain't just people stealing in the inner city. They stealing on the west side too. So why is it that when I go shopping in my neighborhood, everything got to be locked up? Even if it's cats around here stealing, I just don't feel like that's right. We shouldn't have that experience. Our kids grow up to see everything locked up in the stores. Those kids on the other side, they don't have to do that. And they still stealing too. Trust me. I'm still looking to get the numbers so I could actually present you guys with the numbers, but I was just a little taken aback, right? So I started digging, and I said, well, if this is how we've been living, shopping, things are locked up, people following us around and things like that, what's the future of shopping? What's going to happen next with technology and things like that? And I started to find some things. And it was very shocking, man. So I'm going to play this for you guys. This is the future of retail. If you guys don't know, a lot of your major stores are shutting down. Payless is going out of business. We know Blockbuster went out of business. We know a lot of the retail stores, everything is like online shopping. So they're predicting, let's say by the year, I think 2034, they said, the online retail experience is going to be where it's at. It's not going to be any more going out to shop. And if you do, things are going to change drastically. Right here are the top 5 things that are going to change the way you shop in the future. So hopefully we don't have to deal with going to get toiletries and it's locked up. I shouldn't have to ask somebody, hey, sir, can you unlock the soap? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But check this out. This is the new technology that's going to change the way you guys shop, so we won't have to deal with shopping and everything is locked up. Check this out.
Increasingly, retailers are using beacons to enhance in-store experiences while simultaneously bridging your physical and online experiences. Beacons are small, wireless devices that transmit a continuous radio signal. The signal ID is detected by smartphones that send the ID to a cloud server. The server can then push targeted content to the device. Bluetooth Low Energy, BLE, is the technology behind beacons, and it provides device location on a very micro level, down to a single stall aisle for instance. This means that if you have opted in, retailers will be able to gather data not only on your movements, but also be able to push content to your device. Say you're walking past your favourite department store and they're having a sale. With a beacon nearby, your phone could alert you to the sale. From a retailer's perspective, the data collection aspect of beacons is arguably more important than sales. They will be able to use the information to better segment customers and advertise accordingly. Stores like Macy's and Barney's have already deployed beacons. Retailers are no longer content to identify us via swipe of a loyalty card at the point of sale. They want to identify us as soon as we enter the store. The iPhone X has helped to normalise facial recognition, and using this technology, retailers aim to provide a customised experience. The technology, which uses over 16,000 reference points on your face, was originally designed to support security at events and international airports. By using facial recognition systems, retail staff will know what type of products you buy and what your average spend is, so they can give more love to higher spenders. They'll be able to use software that reads emotion to identify when you are frustrated and notify staff to respond. Of course, the staff that do respond may not be your typical human employees. Meet your new robot shopping assistant.
Hello, I am Oshbot. What are you looking for today?
Robot assistant technology already exists and can greet you in multiple languages. They have built-in 3D scanners with image recognition software to identify items and navigate the store to guide you to the product. If you have an out-of-the-box question that is beyond the robot, it can start a video conference with a human. The robots are not limited to customer interaction and will also move into the supply chain with robots that check stock, find pricing errors and items that have been misplaced. These robots are intelligent enough to navigate existing stores and move around customers. The data these robots gather is compiled and analysed to provide improvement recommendations. Traditional mirrors are out and smart displays are in. Using artificial intelligence, virtual reality and gesture recognition technology, the mirrors can superimpose clothing over your on-screen image.
Wow.
In effect, the mirror becomes a virtual changing room where you can create complete outfits without ever getting undressed. This technology allows you to see all items, even items that are not in stock, and try on dozens of different combinations. To see what the same item would look like in a different colour, just swipe your hand. You can even share your virtual picture on social media, so your friends can give you advice before you buy that new jacket. Oak Labs has a similar product for fitting rooms. When you walk into a fitting room, the mirror comes alive with all the items you have using RFID. You can request other sizes, cuts and colours with the display, and an alert is sent to sales staff to deliver the product to you. Using big data, the sales staff can also bring in additional products that other customers typically buy with those items. Essentially, it brings the ease of online shopping into the tangible world of retail. Retail stores can use this technology not just to measure average time in the fitting room, but also which items have the highest conversion rate. After robot support and interactive displays comes the payment process. Self-service checkouts have existed for over a decade. Paying with your phone or watch is newer, but we will see the rise and fall of this technology. The future of payments is you walking out of the store with your items automatically being scanned and the total being charged to your account. Amazon already has shops that identify you as you enter and automatically charge you as you leave. No need to scan any items. Payment in the future will have no queues, no checkouts, and no hassles.
That's very interesting, man. So again, they just gave you the top 5 reasons that your shopping experience will change in the coming future. They listed them as beacons. Beacons are basically devices that they're going to set up in the stores to listen to what you're talking about and try to use that data to enhance your shopping experience. Facial recognition. So the stores are going to be able to recognize your face as you walk in, figure out what it is you like from your social media profiles, and try to enhance your shopping experience that way. They have robot assistants. So instead of people working in stores, I think that's the biggest takeaway. There won't be people working in stores anymore. The stores will be completely self-sufficient, and there will be robots there to assist you. Smart mirrors, they're saying this allows you, instead of going in and having to try on all the clothes, the smart mirrors can pick up all the clothes you have and allow you to stand in front of the mirror, and it will show you images of what the clothes look like on your body. And then lastly, new payment methods. So everything is going to be integrated to your phone. You walk in, the mirrors will be able to pick up everything, you know, that you have. You could try it on. And apparently you could just walk out of the store and it will just charge everything to your account. You don't have to talk to any people in line. You don't have to pay anything. Everything will be connected probably to your cellular device, your bank account. You know, they spoke about the chips that they're trying to put in people. General Electric is already doing that. You could just walk into work. You don't have to punch in. You could just wave your hand and your chip will scan. They can pay you through your chip. You can do everything through your chip. So it's going to be interesting to find out what's going on. Yeah, it's a lot to talk about there, man, but we won't get into that too much. We're going to get into this close, man. We asked earlier, you know, what it would take, ladies, what it would take for you to walk away from your husband, and then men, what would it take for you to walk away from your wife? We feel like the morals and principles surrounding marriage have changed a little bit. We could say back in the day may have been a little stronger. Women may have been able to tolerate more. Now they feel like they don't have to do that. They out the door. Men may have felt like I got to stay here for my kids. Now they feel like, oh, child support set up. I don't got to be here for my kids. As long as the money coming, it's cool. So it's a couple of different options. Wendy Williams' situation is a little different, but she came out last week and said, I'm never going to leave my husband. I'm staying with my husband. And then today news drops that her husband had a side baby with his side chick. So will she change the tune of her song? Will she leave her husband or will she stay with her husband? Today to close, I was always giving news from all of the OGs around me. I used to always hang out with a lot of older guys. They would always tell me the same thing. They would always tell me the same thing when it came to being married and working it out with your wife. Always the same catchphrase. It was honestly a song. And I would hear it all the time, you know, ask them, hey, how do you work this out? And they will always tell me the same thing. They would always say, Emmett, you in a situation, you got a wife, whatever the case is, y'all got to work that out because it's cheaper to keep her, man. Now, I don't say that to be disrespectful to the women. Not at all. But when you get down to everything, you got to divide up, the hassle, the up and down, all the smoke and mirrors, all of that. Mr. Johnny Taylor said it best. He said it's cheaper to keep her. That's what he said. I grew up listening to this song, and when I was young, I didn't know what the song meant. But as I'm a growing man now, I can understand that. You got you a wife, it might be a little easier to keep everything together. So let me know. Some of the older cats on here that have been married, some of the younger cats that's going through things. How do you fix issues in your marriage? I always feel like running away from it is the wrong thing to do. So fellas, it might be a little cheaper for you to keep, you know, just keep it all together. Will Wendy Williams keep it together? Ladies, will that make you leave your husband if he had a baby on the side? Let me know, man. Any questions, again, comments, concerns, get at me at emcgeee. You can email me at emcgeee@icloud.com. We got some new guests coming in this week. We're making some serious changes to the show, man. It's growing, getting a lot of feedback. So thank you guys so much. Anything you want to see, somebody you want to see come on the show, any up and coming artists, any topics you want to talk about, you know, let me know. Get in the comments so we can start talking about this. Again, I don't think it's safe. I don't think it's safe that our women don't feel safe when they go out. So we need to talk about that. We need to figure out how can we protect our women from coast to coast so that what happened in Dallas doesn't ever happen again. I think that's it. That's all I got today. You guys take it easy. This is a Peace and Love podcast. I'm your man, E. McGee. And I will see you guys tomorrow, man.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Peace and love. Peace and love podcast.
Peace and love podcast.
Peace and love podcast. Peace and love.